It usually starts with a text left on read. Then it is a missed call. Soon, they stop showing up to the events they used to love. Within a few months, they have gone completely silent, a digital ghost. We are taught that cutting people off is the ultimate act of cruelty. We call it ghosting, cold, or unstable. But have you ever stopped to consider that, for some people, vanishing is not an act of aggression? It is an act of survival. Today, we are looking at the psychology of the Great Reset. Why some people choose to cut everyone off, why silence often feels safer than an explanation, and the hidden emotional exhaustion that drives someone to walk away from everyone they know. Psychologists often talk about emotional capacity. Imagine your ability to process stress and relationships as a bucket. For most people, that bucket leaks a little. They vent, they set small boundaries, they argue, and they resolve. But for the person who suddenly cuts everyone off, that bucket has not been leaking. It has been overflowing for years. Many people who reach this point are fixers or listeners. They have spent their lives absorbing the emotional baggage of others, suppressing their own needs to keep the peace. Eventually, the brain realizes a pattern. Interaction equals exhaustion. When every conversation feels like a tax on your energy rather than a recharge, the brain starts to view all social connection as a threat. The cutoff is not about hating you. It is about finally protecting what is left of their internal battery. The question I hear most is, if they are hurting, why not just tell us? Why not talk it out? It sounds logical, right? But here is the reality. If you have spent your life being misunderstood, dismissed, or having your boundaries trampled, you stop believing that talking it out works. If you believe that speaking your truth will only lead to an argument, guilt-tripping, or more emotional labor, then silence becomes the only logical choice. It is the ultimate boundary. It is also, in many cases, a trauma response. For people with a history of toxic relationships or chaotic environments, the nervous system gets rewired to fear conflict. They do not want to be bad or mean, they just want to exist in a space where they are not constantly defending their right to be at peace. They have learned that the only way to avoid the fire is to leave the room entirely. Now, we have to distinguish between two things: avoidance and growth. Sometimes, cutting everyone off is a symptom of something deeper, like depression or severe social anxiety, where the goal is to hide from the world. But often, it is a deliberate, albeit extreme, reset. It is the person realizing that their current environment and the people in it no longer align with who they are becoming. They are not running away from life. They are running away from a version of themselves they have outgrown. They need total silence to hear their own voice for the first time in years. If you have been on the receiving end of a sudden cutoff, know this: it is rarely about you. It is about their internal need to stop the noise. And if you are the one currently feeling the urge to hit delete on your life, you do not have to disappear forever to find yourself. You just need to learn that you are allowed to have boundaries before the boiling point. You are allowed to say no without having to run away. We need connections, but the most important one is the one we have with ourselves. What do you think? Have you ever felt the need to just unplug from everything? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear your perspective. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the human mind. Thanks for watching.